health diagnosis for non-life-threatening illnesses and things like that, but also the ability from a tourism point of view for Broken Hill to offer virtual mine tours and things like that, and basically share our region with the world. It helps us to compete, and if we're smart about it, and if we have a strategy, and we're one of the first to really take off and do it, then it's going to position us. I mean, the online space is open to anyone that wants to grab it, and so I think in terms of creating an iconic destination, that's our key strength. We don't have, we've got some amazing tourism experiences, but we don't have the level of sophistication yet in the industry that's going to mean, and we're so far away, it's expensive to get here. In terms of developing that demand to make it worthwhile to enhance all those features, the internet is the way to go. And from a personal point of view, I see myself, I would love to get into more filmmaking. I'd like to make some documentary stuff. I'd like to be one of those people that captures it, puts it online, and certainly having the NBN would make that much more likely reality. Not only would I be able to upload it, people would be able to actually look at it and view it as well.
Well, you can stream it live as well at the NBN. You can have your live tours.
Yeah, well, I was up in Townsville recently, and they were talking about they did and again, to come back to the educational side of things, they were doing live reef dives where they were interacting with the diver. And she was on the Barrier Reef, and people were sitting overseas in a different country in an auditorium, and they were asking questions. And for people that can't actually get to Townsville or to Australia, that was really useful. And I can see, there's limitless ways that could work in Broken Hill, and especially as we enter this carbon economy, and as travel becomes more of a necessity rather than a luxury, and even regardless of people's ability to travel a lot, offering that kind of experience. Imagine like a bunch of kids sitting in or anyone sitting in a lecture theatre, I don't know, anywhere in the world, and they're talking with an engineer on a mine live and underground in Broken Hill, or they're doing a mine tour of the Daydream mine, or they're talking about architecture and they're doing a tour of the traditional Broken Hill tinny, or they could be flying with the Flying Doctor and actually getting a taste of regional remote health. So that's all of that would be possible with the NBN, and that would, to me, is really exciting.
Yeah, it's cool. It's the great enabler, isn't it? Technology.
Yeah, and we can take the things that are already here, that we're already doing. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We don't have to create some amazing new thing. All we have to do is have a few people that know how to work the technology, who are, courageous enough to put themselves out there and put a headset on when they're doing you could take the farm as well. You could take the sheep shearing, the lamb marking, crunching, all that sort of stuff. All of the above. How to make a milkshake, a virtual history tour.
Digital
tourism is definitely an opportunity, and that's from a tourism point of view, but also from an education point of view. I'm sure that there'd be opportunities for financial gain as well as cultural awareness, for institutions who would want to pay Broken Hill to provide them with the sort of experiences, the rich, real-time experiences that they can't afford to take the whole class over to Broken Hill for a week. But there's no reason why they couldn't have a few sessions that way. And I think that's the way that we're going. And if we have access to it, then we can show what we've got, and we'll keep jobs here rather than send them to other places that have access to it.
Fabulous.